Hey guys, are you ready for today's February 3rd, 2020, 1:45 a.m. Central Time. So this is a review. You're going to get a snippet of what it's like to be in Are You Ready For It's brain when she watches things, especially political things, because you all know how engulfed I am in politics. It's probably to a point of illness. I know what's real, what's not, what's really going on, what's been spun, what photos are actually from, all kinds of stuff. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ask me something that is going on, I unfortunately know about it. So I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I wanted to see what the Super Bowl ads were, okay? So I found this one. Bloomberg actually put this on his channel. I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to break it down. And what I mean by that is I'm going to slow it down, because here's the deal. He names it Trump's real Super Bowl ad. That's what he names it. Now, if you saw this commercial, it is very, very fast, okay? It's 38 seconds on here, but there's some trash on it. So if it's very fast, it just flips through images, okay? Now, if you don't like Trump, you're going to see what it is you want to see. But what's entertaining is some of what these photos show are good things, not just bad things. And I'll show you what I mean, which is why I found it entertaining enough to do a YouTube video about it. And if you like Trump and you start seeing this, you're not seeing what I'm seeing, I guarantee it. You're just seeing the stupid shit that the left's saying. So you turn it off, okay? So it's the people that these ads need to go for, the people that are independents, that are kind of neutral on Trump, or have an open mind, right? So you throw up a commercial like this and you're an independent. I cannot imagine what it is you're thinking other than, what the fuck did I just watch? Because it's that fast. So it says America demanded a change, right? And they got Donald Trump, and Trump wins, blah, blah. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. Now, he shows footage from Charlottesville. That is such a spun situation. Okay, I'm going to go very, very quick into this, because Charlottesville was spun a certain way by the media. Then when someone died, then that narrative stayed. Okay, nobody likes to go against something and put a different narrative when someone dies. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. I'm going to tell you right now, the people that were there that they called the KKK, I don't know. It was right for the rally for the right. I don't know what it was. But I believe they were there protesting, taking down statues. I don't know. Don't quote me. But this is the important part. We're going to say they're KKK. I don't think they were. But let's say that for sake of an argument. They got a permit from Charlottesville. Charlottesville originally denied them that permit, then gave it to them. So they had a right to be where they were. Now, when it caught wind, these people were coming into town, okay? Antifa, who is a very violent, as everyone knows, ridiculous group that doesn't even know what they stand for and realize what their name means, brings a bunch of other idiots with them. They have masks on, cover their face. They bring weapons, bats, all kinds, things that are full of things that are disgusting, throwing stuff at people. These people started it, okay? I don't give a shit what you think about how Charlottesville went down. But even if Antifa showed up and started screaming at these people, and the KKK group was the one who started it, it never would have happened had Antifa and that group not showed up to protest the protesters who had the right to be there. Nothing would have happened in Charlottesville had Antifa not showed up. Period. End of story. So showing this image for someone like me who knows the background story of Charlottesville, not very effective. It's pandering, okay? Then it goes on, right? This is priceless. This image, it says, guns save lives, okay? I don't know who decided to make this commercial. They weren't very bright. Then it says, come and take it. And that's the AR-15 that's above it. Very common phrase for all of us to know who are pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment. This image is from a pro-Second Amendment rally. So the whole purpose of this commercial is to show you what you got when we elected Trump. So we got Charlottesville, which was ridiculous. It should never have happened, and would never have happened had I just explained hadn't happened. Then apparently we got Second Amendment rallies, which apparently is bad. So then he goes back to Charlottesville, okay, and shows images of this and some white guy screaming. I mean, he just took images that were ridiculous, right? This part of the rally was actually the part that when they were by themselves and everything was calm. Okay? It's the very beginning when they showed that guy running is when things got ugly. It was during the daytime, and it just got ugly real fast. So then, moving on, shows Border Patrol. What does it show? It shows Trump's wall. If you go back, so he's actually showing Trump's accomplishments too. So we got the wall, which if you're like me, you like. We got pro Second Amendment rallies, cool. You got Charlottesville, which shows you the left has lost their fucking minds. So then it goes on and it shows you, oh look, Border Patrol is able to catch illegal immigrants. That's a good thing. So far I like this ad a little bit. So then it goes on and shows, oh, kids in cages, okay? And we all know, if you don't know, the kids in cages situation actually ended up starting under Obama because of the unaccompanied minor shit that started in 2014. They started popping up all of these detention centers that looked like this. Trump did not build this. This is from the Obama administration. Obama was doing the exact same thing Trump is doing, okay? But it was not getting covered the way that it's getting covered now. All the Trump administration did was continue it. The one thing they continued to that I disagreed with was catch and release, okay? And then that went away, so they had to build more detention centers to keep these families together and all this other stupid shit. So this image is illegal immigrants that we caught due to the border wall that he built, and then we stuck them in cages, apparently. So that's a problem. So then it shows this is, if you don't know what this is, okay, and it's very difficult to know what it is when you pass it, it has to do with guns, okay? Actually, that small little segment I showed you has to do with guns and a school shooting. So then it shows this. No idea what this is from. It says Calvary chapter or something. I don't know what that, in the banner in the back, I don't know what that's from. You see him toss, you don't know what it is, but if you slow it down to this degree, you see him toss a bag of paper plates. I don't know where this is from. Don't even know why it's in here. Doesn't show anything. Shows a bunch of older people, so I'm assuming it might be a workplace. I don't know. So then you move on, and it shows the hurricane map. What is this supposed to show me other than Trump made a ridiculous hurricane map, and then they drew on it and said it was going to go across like Alabama and all this stuff, but he didn't show the right footage. Bloomberg didn't show the right footage. He showed the actual map that came from the Weather Service that showed where the hurricane was headed and so forth and so on. He didn't go on to show the drawing that Trump made saying it was going to hit the entire south coast, if you will. So that didn't make much sense. So if you look at this with a lens of not knowing what I just told you that happened with that map, you're like, okay, so we got a hurricane because Trump got in office? All right. So then they show Kavanaugh. Who do they show after Kavanaugh? They show Ford, okay? 2 images. Hilarious. Because then it shows that we got a Supreme Court justice. Thank you, Michael Bloomberg, for reminding everybody that we got Justice Kavanaugh. And also for reminding us that Ford even exists, because she disappeared into darkness after this. Nobody's heard, seen from this person, nothing. Okay, so who knows who she is, what she's about, whatever. But we got a confirmed SCOTUS pick. And when you see this image, not only does it remind us of how crazy that confirmation got and out of touch it got from reality, and just that liberals piled on to this poor man trying to ruin his life by using these things that were false and couldn't be proven and everything else. So far we've got a pro Second Amendment rally, we've got a Supreme Court justice, and we've got immigration. We're catching illegal immigrants at the border because we got the wall. So far that's what I've seen. And then it says vets supporting trans rights, okay? This is an interesting one, because if you don't know what this is even talking about, this is talking about when, in the beginning of Trump's administration, they pulled what the Obama administration actually put into play, which was allowing transgenders into the military. And Mattis, in the beginning of Trump's administration pulled that and said that they couldn't come into the military. The transgenders who were literally, I don't even know what you call that, transferring your gender. I know there's a term for it, where you're going through the process of actually changing your gender medically, you cannot go into the military, okay? Obama said you could, Mattis and Trump said you couldn't. And there was a lot of reasons behind that were actually very valid for not wanting to have that particular person in the military at that time. And that's when they're transgendering, okay? Whatever the fuck term that is. It's not so much about people who consider themselves transgender, go in as a male or female, whatever, stay that way in whatever position you are and everything, and you're not changing your hormones and everything else. That part got lost in the news, okay? That part got lost in the news because the Trump administration allowed people that were transgender but were not transgendering, okay, into the military. They just did not allow the people who were taking hormones and going through all kinds of stuff and surgeries and everything like that into our military. I don't see a problem with that. And as far as I know, that's still the case. So gay vets supporting trans rights, that's what that's about. If you don't even know, like you see that for less than a second, you see gay vets supporting trans rights, to me, that means that we're having a rally with veterans that are supporting trans rights. So what does that even mean? What does that even mean? So as far as I'm concerned, all right, whatever. Then it shows Attorney General Barr. And I love Attorney General Barr. So it's a reminder that we got the Honorable William P. Barr into office as our Attorney General, who is actually going through right now, as everybody knows, investigation around the fucking world, trying to figure out what happened with Obama administration pulling what they did against Trump. And Barr is very conservative. Okay, he's got very conservative views if you've ever seen him speak and everything else. Anyone who's trashed Barr in the past is actually very interesting because Barr's worked for other administrations, okay? He's been very well respected by both sides until Trump nominated him and he got through. So the people who are looking at Barr negatively now are the people who are just now paying attention, okay? Barr didn't need this job. Barr didn't ask for this job. Barr could have stayed in civilian life and said, fuck it, you're on your own, Trump. But he didn't, because he saw what was happening to the administration, what had happened to the administration. And if anything, he was curious, and curiosity got the best of him. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll try and get confirmed and become your attorney general. Let's do it. Let's roll. So a reminder, hey, we have a great attorney general in the United States. Then it shows Trump in North Korea saluting, I'm assuming, a general in North Korea. I don't remember seeing that image, don't really care. Then it shows him and Putin shaking hands. So we have Trump, who shook hands with a leader of another country, in which is not an ally. And as far as I'm concerned, the whole Russia-Trump situation, I mean, Twitter's hilarious. When people say that the GOP is pushing the Russian narrative, that is like the most Alice in Wonderland shit I've ever heard. So all you're seeing in this photo is that Trump met with Putin. He met with another world leader. Congratulations. Okay, so that's what we got there. And then it says, and then this is the best part. After all that happens, right? It shows one of Trump's rallies, and it says it is the best is yet to come. It shows not only this, I'm assuming this is a Latino. This is not a white guy. So it shows a Latino, I'm assuming, at a Trump rally. So it's not just a bunch of white people that like Trump. Then it shows his entire, what do you call it? Sea of people, and goes through his rally. Then it shows that flyover was actually at a cadet graduation that Trump attended. So I'm not sure why they would have showed that at all. So they showed a Trump rally with a bunch of people at it that aren't all white, and then they show a graduation that he attended of cadets that had a flyover. Then you continue on. America deserves better, blah, blah, blah. And it goes into dump Trump, hashtag Mike Bloomberg 2020. So what did you learn from this ad? Very, very simple. That people are still pushing the Charlottesville narrative that, again, wouldn't have happened had things gone down differently. Unfortunately, it went down the way it did, but it's still being spun as something that happened under Trump because it happened under his administration, okay? Then it shows a pro-Second Amendment, okay, rally. So we're getting that because of Trump. And you bypass all this Charlottesville crap, and it shows the accomplishment in which one of the reasons myself included, voted for Trump. We got the wall. And guess what? We're catching illegal immigrants now. And they happen to be going into Obama's cages. Then we have gun, shooting at a school. But you don't know that because there's no way to indicate that. You just see a bunch of people crying. So there's that footage was kind of goofy. Didn't really explain itself. Then you got this footage. Don't even know what that is. Then it shows him holding the hurricane map that shows, hey, we had a hurricane during the Trump administration. Don't know why you're showing that. Oh, here's him getting on Air Force One with a crazy hair. Okay. Well, by the way, we got a Supreme Court pick, Kavanaugh. Oh, and not to mention we had his ridiculous hearing. Then, oh yeah, we had this situation with the military that we actually went through and decided that wasn't a very good idea to have people that were transferring their gender in the military during that time. So we actually allow transgender in the military as long as you're not taking hormones. Oh, and by the way, we got William Barr, a great attorney general. Then we have Trump being ridiculous, and he decides to salute some general with Kim in the background. Then you have him shaking hands with Putin, another world leader. That's what you get from that actual ad. There was really nothing negative at all in Bloomberg's ad when you break it down. It shows the only thing that was really negative that people would recognize is Charlottesville, and you can't equate that to Trump. I mean, they say, KKKs come out, white supremacy and blah, 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 and they're all because of Trump. What Trump did was elevate, no joke, the First Amendment. He elevated people's voices. So the people around you that you didn't even know, okay, existed, I don't even want to say the KKK, because I don't even know if that's true, but the white supremacy groups, okay, that already existed, got a voice, and they started to be annoying. That's about it. But then who else got a voice? Antifa, the left, the Communism Party situation that's happening now, the socialist idiots like AOC who got into office, shockingly. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but whatever. And so he elevated everyone's voice, good and bad, on both sides. That's what Trump did. And so if you want to equate that rally to him, then just know the background story behind that rally. But it looks like we got pro-Second Amendment rallies. That's good. We got a wall. That's cool. We're catching illegals. Awesome. We got a Supreme Court pick. Amazing. And he happens to be on the world stage talking to other world leaders. Unlike Obama, who decided to either stay in the country or apologize around the world for us. So Mike Bloomberg's Trump's real Super Bowl ad fell flat for me. It was like, wow, what the fuck? He didn't show one thing that happened during the Trump administration that was a pitfall on Trump himself, on his administration. There's plenty of things the Trump administration has pulled that I'm not going to get into that he could have done and shown, okay, that due to his policies, this negatively happened. And it got, things got reversed really fast. But you could have shown the fact that he put tariffs on, China and other countries, and prices went up. Farmers were having issues, that type of situation. Because that was actually true. Farmers were hurting under Trump until recently when they did a little bit of a trade deal with China. And then they got the USMCA done, so that's going to help a lot. But I mean, he could have showed other images, but he didn't. He showed images that people who hate Trump will continue to fucking hate Trump and will see what they want to see. Period. End of story. If you slow it down, it's not that bad of a commercial for Trump. So Bloomberg sucks. His $10 million ad or whatever it is was a waste of cash. He could have just flushed it or given it to me. That's perfectly fine. This is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. Have a great morning.